Is it working? It's working. I went to the Dude Perfect tour when it was here.
Oh, Brett fixed it.
Does that count as a big concert? It's not really a concert, but I went to that.
It's an event. I don't know.
Event. It's kind of like going to a magic show. It's not a concert, but it's something. It's on a stage.
Yeah, performance of some kind.
Oh.
What's up, fanboys and fangirls?
It actually is kind of like a magic show because the stuff they do is
It is crazy.
kind of like magic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he fumble it again? Dude's like falling apart.
So, it's,
Welcome. Hey, hello. Hi.
Between technical difficulties, just rambling thoughts, and cold, windy day.
Dude, it was so windy today.
It was.
I thought my apartment was going to blow away.
The house creaks, especially over in the northwest corner. So, when you're, like, sitting there watching TV, it's like, you're like, is the tree gonna fall down on me or something?
Turn on the news, check if I'm on a tornado warning.
It's crazy. But yeah,
It's
lots
Monday,
of
not
lots
Wednesday.
of wind and moisture this last couple days, hasn't it been?
Yeah.
So
I don't mind the rain.
I don't mind the rain either.
I don't mind it except for when I'm like trying to load two tiny children into a car and they're getting frustrated with it. It's like, this sucks.
Well, we're back for another episode of the What the Fanboy Show. This week we'll be talking about the Game Award noms. Luke and I watched the Dune Prophecy
Dune?
pilot. They're not pilots anymore. Episode 1. Like
It's already been ordered to
it's
series.
It's not a pilot in a traditional sense. I just always refer to like the first episode.
I think you
of the
could
thing
still
as
call it a pilot. However, when it's something that's loosely, I guess it's a prequel, but it's continuing something that's already established. It's like, this kind of already exists.
Kind of weird. Yeah, and then we'll talk about some news and what we did this week. So, Luke, you want to start us off with some trailers?
Sure. It's a very short trailer. It's actually part of a bigger trailer, but we got another look at Alien Earth. It was like 20 seconds, maybe less.
Yeah.
Saw an alien for a bit.
Yeah.
Saw a human for a bit. Saw a cave for a bit.
Yeah. Saw a landscape.
Yeah. It looks good. And FX has a pretty good track record.
Yeah.
So who's doing it again?
Noah
Noah
Hawley.
Hawley.
Yeah.
What else did he do?
I always think he's an author when I hear his name.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Mostly known, I think. I feel like I know him more as a
Fargo.
screenwriter.
Fargo.
That's right.
Fargo and Legion are the two other things he's directed. But was a writer on Bones, The Usuals, and My Generation.
The Unusuals.
The Unusuals, excuse me.
Bones.
Thank you. And then a couple films. He's written a couple films, The Alibi and Lucy in the Sky. So, not a huge resume, but like...
But a fairly good one.
I mean, I think Fargo is definitely what's been his, like... Okay, yeah, he can do... Like, he's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's
Well,
right.
Legion was really popular, too.
It really was. I forget that.
That guy snapped his arm in half, apparently. Lepke texted me.
Ouch.
He said, "Did you see that guy just snap his arm? And now I want to see it."
So yeah, I need to see more of this trailer, not arms being broken. But
Yeah, they need to just release.
I feel like
I don't know when Disney became so. I don't know the word. They hold back so much on their IP trailers. I feel like we still haven't got a Daredevil trailer.
What's also interesting to me is none of these things. Well, maybe not none, but what the things we're talking about, they're TV shows, streaming shows. But it's not like you need to release it alongside your winter blockbuster to get eyes on it, right? Like you're not trying to drive the people who are in a theater to, like, chances are people who are in a theater are already streaming. I don't know. It's weird.
They started listening to the algorithms for marketing.
Yeah, don't do that.
And I just feel like it really hasn't worked. Whenever a movie comes out, I feel like I always see somebody tweet, "I've seen zero marketing for this. I didn't even know it was out yet."
Yeah.
Something along those lines.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I feel like they just used to put it everywhere.
Yeah.
Just like, Put it before a football game. Put it before the local news.
Right now, it's only Wicked. So
Wicked and Gladiator.
That's true. There is some Gladiator out there, but
Dude,
I feel like
has that
I
weird
see Wicked
NFL commercial
everywhere.
too. The Pepsi.
Dude, I legit hate that commercial.
It's so weird.
Every time it comes on, I cringe a bit.
It's almost.
It looks bad. They're NFL players, so they're bad at acting. We have Derrick Henry catching a 40-yard
Pepsi
pass.
throw.
It's a Pepsi can. It's like, brother, you're run it down their throat back, and then you run for 90 yards. Like, come on, man. But, yeah, I gotta see it 80 times when I watch football, and I'm tired of it. But the movie's finally coming out this week, so we're done.
We've only got 2 more weeks of trailers. Because we'll get the
little TV trailer thing.
The now release
number
one movie in the world, or Rotten Tomatoes score, whatever. It's
here's what the critics are saying.
Yeah.
Amazing.
What other trailers we got, Luke?
We got a full trailer for Secret Level.
I'm in. Let's do it.
This looks awesome.
Yes.
Very excited.
Very, very hyped. What's up in the chat, Tiger Lily? Glad you're here.
I just hope this green lights a show for one of these.
Like a true show. Yeah.
Like just an animated or anime show.
Yeah.
You gotta get one out of these. And I mean, personally, I think it'd be awesome if it's Armored Core, because it's mechs, but...
Dude. Yes. Yes.
But Space Marine...
Mm-hmm.
That one's just gonna be cool, because their CGI art style that they use is perfect for that, so...
Indeed.
Yep. I think the Mega Man one looks sweet.
Yeah.
That choice is... The style of him is cool.
Low-key really excited for the Pac-Man episode, because what even...
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he just going to be saving Miss Pac-Man, and then in Secret Level Season 2, we get Miss Pac-Man, and she has to save
Whoa.
What is the story of Pac-Man? What are these characters thinking? What's the pack behind the man?
They're all very important questions.
Tiger Lily says... Glad to finally catch you guys live. Been watching on YouTube. Can't wait to check out the series you guys recommended the franchise. We'll talk about that a little later.
We'll talk about the franchise.
Did that end yet?
I think it's got 1 or 2 more episodes.
Yeah.
Next week's episode 8, so I don't know if they're doing 8 or
10.
But I hope they're doing 10.
Same.
Because I'm really enjoying the show.
Yeah. This week's episode was great.
Dude, the freaking bait and switch was so good. I was like, wait, what? What's the next trailer?
Oh, next trailer, The Amateur.
I didn't see this one, I don't think.
This is Rami Malek.
Yeah, I didn't see this.
They Kill My Wife movie.
It's
It's a They Kill My Wife movie.
Classic, yeah. Revenge.
And the wife
Revenge
is Rachel
story.
Brosnahan. So,
And he's a big old nerd.
so I'm on Rami Malek's side no matter what he does.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
It's you just killed Lois Lane, dude. You can't do that. Yeah.
No, I think this will be... I'm kind of excited to see him in a role like this. He's not a quote-unquote action star.
Yeah.
But...
I mean, they call him a nerd several times in the movie. He's this scrawny little man. So, yeah, and he's holding a gun to Lawrence Fishburne. He's like, you can't do this. She's like, okay, I'm going to build some bombs.
Okay, but by the end, he's going to beat you in his own way.
I can't pull a trigger, but I can set a timer and walk away.
2 very different things.
Yeah, it looks good, though.
Yeah, I'm thumbs up on this one. Looks good.
Trailer that doesn't look good. Back in Action.
Ugh.
Is this the Jamie Foxx?
Yeah,
this doesn't look good at all.
This has...
Spy Kids vibe.
I called it Spy Kids 5.
Yeah.
I don't know how many there actually are, but just when the kids are in the car and they're like, you guys are spies or whatever, it's like, yeah, I've seen this.
That's so cool. Yeah, it feels like it wants to have Diaz what was the one with her and Tom Cruise? Night and
Night and
Day.
Day.
It
Great movie.
it wants to have that kind of energy, but the trailer does not.
Know why that movie works though? It's because it's a spoof movie with one of the biggest action stars ever, who's done all those things, and it still like hold true to what a Tom Cruise movie is.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about it that way.
That's why that movie works, and also they're flying through Wichita in that movie. Fun fact.
And in this one, it's just Netflix vibes.
Yeah, if it
Classic
didn't have
Netflix
Netflix
movies.
plastered on the top of the trailer, you could just be like, "This is clearly a Netflix movie." I can tell by the filter they use on other cameras.
That artificial sunlight filter.
Ugh, looks terrible.
We're gonna add this weird yellowish orange color to everything we shoot. That's daytime.
Let's do this shot. Now let's replicate it all in CG for absolutely no reason. Gross.
So
We'll just do it in VFX.
fix it in post.
Yeah.
I tell you what, though, I love it when that like $5 million Oscar bait movie comes to Netflix because it tends to always be really good.
Yeah.
Like we got what was Alfonso Cuarón's? Roma.
Roma.
That one was great. And then we got Power of the Dog like the next
Yeah.
year. I don't think they have one this year.
Last year was All Quiet on the Western Front.
That wasn't last year, was it?
Was that 2 years ago?
Maybe 2 years ago. Maybe they go every other year.
I don't know.
You got gas over there, buddy?
He's
Yeah.
playing. He's playing with his zipper. It's a zipper on the pillow of the couch.
No, it's not. It's on my pants.
Oh my god.
Oh dear. Well, okay. That was quick, but that's fine. There weren't a ton of trailers.
What the?
The Game Awards are coming up, and we got nominations were revealed today.
We don't
So,
have to hit all of them.
We're not gonna hit all of them, but we'll hit the big
What?
ones.
You know, I want to talk 45 minutes about the esports category.
You can feel free to do it. I'll watch football while you do that.
I just got to be honest real quick about the esports categories. Every single one of them.
No one cares?
I just want to know if there's people out there that do.
I'm sure there are.
I've
Very, very small few, but
every year they announce those, and I'm just like, I've never heard of any of these. And then they're like, that's the same guy who won last year. And it's like, wow, I don't just remember him for 1 year.
Yeah.
It's just, and I feel like they're gonna dedicate time to it over some of the other more
for
interesting
sure.
categories that deserve it, like indie game. You think that'll get sidelined to just Jeff Keighley listing it off again?
Absolutely.
yeah, it'll be the pre-show.
It depends. Oh yeah, probably. It depends how many
That's what they did last year.
announcements and trailers there are probably too. It's like, oh, we gotta fit in this 30-minute Hideo Kojima
What is that in 2 weeks?
video.
December 7?
12.
12?
But
Yeah, 12.
That's a Sunday night?
Thursday.
What? Am I... Oh, that's
always
why
on
I'm,
Thursday.
That's why I'm so confused. I travel that week.
Subscribe to
Ew.
the Game Awards website and show updates? No thanks. No thanks, Jeff.
I was gonna say, are there anything are there any ones you want to talk about specifically, like right up front, like
Game of the year?
Game of the Year? Let's talk about Game of the Year. Game of the Year, recognizing a game that delivers the absolute best experience across all creative and technical fields. We have Astrobot, Balaranto,
Balatro.
Balatro? There's no N, yeah. Balatro.
There is no N. I just can't speak. Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erd Tree. Erd Tree?
Erd
It's
Tree.
just Erd Tree, yeah.
Erd Tree. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Tyler is judging me. He is giving me eyes.
Yes.
So am I, man. This is hilarious.
Metaphor, Refantasia.
Try that one again. We'll give you a mulligan on that one. The first word is normal.
Metaphor.
Yes.
Refantasio.
Hey, that was pretty
Good enough.
Okay.
That was good. Well done.
So
Is that all of them?
that's all of them.
Can we say them in a faster line so I can remember them all?
Astrobot, Balatro. Still said it wrong. Shadow of Entry. Tree.
This dude
Why am
can't
I doing this?
read?
This is why the podcast is ending.
Okay, I'll read them quick.
Okay, let's
but
get to read
you're
'em.
doing. You have to go again on the next category. Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor ReFantasio.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. Okay, time out. So,
Shadow of the Wizard of Idri.
number one, a DLC being nominated for Game of the Year is stupid.
Yes.
It's just their rule has been that it can't be DLC, and they're changing the rule just for this, and I think that's so stupid. Because Jeff is so obsessed with From,
Yeah.
and he wants to be in their good graces, he's changing the rules for them. That's dumb. I don't care if it's like they didn't nominate Blood and Wine for The Witcher, and that's bigger than this.
Phantom Liberty last year.
Remakes are
Was it
still
nommed?
okay, right?
It was nominated for. It won Best Ongoing Game.
That makes more sense than Game of the Year.
They just need a DLC category.
I agree.
Because an ongoing game and a DLC are so different. Like, just think what, like, Destiny and Fortnite, Helldivers, they're updating every week.
Yeah.
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 Whereas, like, Phantom Liberty has
Was
had
just like a-
multiple...
yeah.
Or no, Baldur's Gate won last year, didn't it? I don't remember. Phantom Liberty won 2 years ago, maybe. Anyway.
Astrobot and Wukong, both from the vibe. Because look, I've really stepped away from gaming in the last couple years, but those are two that I know got a lot of praise online from not just critics but from players as well. Glad to see both of those in there.
Yes.
What do we?
I've heard really good things about Black.
Yeah, Balantro.
It's a
Balatrio.
roguelite poker game.
Oh, cool. Yeah. I just pulled it up and looking at it.
Yeah.
That's kind of unique for Game of the Year. I feel like that is neat to see something
yeah, you can
like
play it
that
on your
in
phone.
there.
And it's up for indie game.
Yeah.
I think it's one
Oh.
guy.
Yeah,
Oh, there is usually one indie.
that makes
We
Game
know
that
Balatro's
sneaks-
winning best indie game.
Yeah, it sneaks into Game of the Year, and it is almost always the one that wins the best
So
indie.
here's my second problem with
Yep.
this. 3 of these 6 games can only be played on a PlayStation. 2 of those 3
I
are
didn't
not
even think of that.
PlayStation Studios.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't have as much of a problem with it. As much as I don't like exclusives, but they're not exclusives in the traditional sense
Yeah,
necessarily.
they're third party, but
They're third-party exclusives.
Sony paid to keep them off of other consoles.
Yeah.
So that's kind of dumb. Well, the rumor on Black Myth is that, but I'm rooting for Final Fantasy here. I think Final Fantasy Rebirth is a phenomenal video game. All the way down, from top down. I hope it wins it. If it doesn't, I'd love to see Metaphor win, because it's also a phenomenal video game. I'm actually playing that right now. I'll talk more about that and another game later.
Nice.
I have zero opinion.
Final
I've played none of these. If I play one, it will be Astrobot. I doubt I get to it. 'Cause
Beforehand.
Indiana Jones comes out in
What,
2 weeks.
Yeah, 2-3 weeks.
Oh, wow. Best game direction is the exact same list.
Yep. But
I mean, that's kind of like
Makes sense.
best director,
Yeah.
right? Like, and best picture at the Oscars.
What is multiplayer? Because I thought
Multiplayer.
I thought this category was interesting because
Black
Space Marine
Ops
was in.
6, Helldivers 2, Space Marine 2, Super Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8.
I really hope Helldivers wins this. Anybody but Call of Duty.
And I feel like Call of Duty's gotten more praise from its like campaign and whatnot this year.
Yeah.
Than I haven't heard as many good things about its.
I was low key kind of
multiplayer.
hoping COD would be nominated for best narrative.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool.
It wasn't, and I don't think it would win, but it was so good. It would have been cool to see it in there.
Yeah.
I definitely think Helldivers has a really good shot.
I hope it wins. I think that'd be really cool for that small team.
It's a smaller team. It had such a huge.
It
Made
popped.
such big waves.
Yeah, it popped.
Again, it's a console exclusive game, but
Yeah,
It's on PC.
true. It is on PC.
it's not on other consoles. What else? What's we gonna talk about?
We can. I mentioned narrative. We can talk about that. What was that?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Metaphor 2. Nope, not Metaphor 2. Metaphor Refantasio. I said it wrong again, didn't I? Tazio.
Good enough.
Hellblade 2 and Silent Hill 2. Lots of
Twos
2s in there.
and a 7. And an infinite.
And an infinite. Lots of numbers.
This is a good category.
Yeah. And I think this is a category I care a lot about, since I feel like gaming stories have become more important. It feels like a lot of times it's just like, we don't really care about the writing direction
Yeah.
of this. It's just more about the gameplay and experience. This has one of the few games I've played, which is Hellblade 2. So I would root for that one, but
Yeah, I'll root for the same
Good
two I'm
category.
rooting for in Game of the Year. Metaphor, I think, has a story that's very relevant to today. Not just here, like in America, but just in life. I don't know.
I think we're gonna see Astrobot and Metaphor really clean up. That's my prediction for
Yeah.
the Game Awards.
I hope Final Fantasy can sneak a couple in, but I think Final Fantasy may have the issue of it came out too early in the year. You know, like there's always the one. Happens a lot with the Oscars too. You have a movie that came out in like March. And
Yeah.
by the time the Oscars roll around, you're like, oh man.
I think too. I know it's like, it's not a reboot or a remake, but it still is like
Still kind of has some of that, like yeah.
it's Final Fantasy VII already exists.
Yeah.
And this is like just a total reimagining of it.
Yeah.
Kind of sequel. I don't know.
It's kind of like a sequel, yeah. It's
Elseworld.
it's like a branched
yeah.
timeline kind of thing.
They didn't just remake it.
Yeah.
But
they told a new story.
Metaphor is new.
Completely new. Brand new IP.
And I don't know if that helps or not. In my mind, if I was a voter,
It
I
would.
feel like it would add weight.
Just having it be an original IP.
Yeah. Silent Hill 2, remake.
Yep.
Yeah. Just get it out. Congrats on making a good game. But, what did you want?
Score music's always fun to look at. I always like to check
Yeah.
these out. Metaphor's score and Final Fantasy scores are phenomenal. I'm sure Stellar Blades is really good as well.
Yeah.
JRPG soundtracks are always bangers, dude. They're so good.
This is true.
Always a safe bet. I really like Metaphor's soundtrack a lot. Highly recommend just even checking that out. I played the battle theme for you like the first week I was playing it. It's so sick.
I like that Astrobot song that's in all the ads. Astrobot.
I always enjoy looking at where'd it go? I just had it. Adaptation.
Oh, yeah.
We got Arcane,
Winner.
Yeah, that'll win.
It's over.
Fallout, which legitimately good show though.
Great show.
Great show.
But
Great
like,
adaptation.
but like you can stop after number 1.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Knuckles, which I did not watch. Like a
Dude,
Dragon.
that's
Yakuza.
out on a physical. Paramount released that physically.
First off, shout out to Paramount
Yeah.
for putting out their.
I saw it at a store this
streaming
weekend.
things
And I was like,
physically.
What?
Heck yes. And then Tomb Raider: The Legend of Lara Croft, which is the anime. Is that out completely now?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was good.
I didn't know if the whole thing, if they dropped it all at once.
Yeah,
or
they
it.
did.
Yeah, I would say if it's not Arcane, it's Fallout, but it's Arcane.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
What is nommed for Independence, the Indies?
Bellatro's winning.
Yeah, Bellatrix will win, but
Animal Well.
The darkness of
Animal Well had a ton of
Can we
buzz when it dropped.
Yeah.
Nominated for best trailer. The
Oh yeah.
Into the dark and the darkness for the dark. You
What is
submit
that
to the
Bond game?
darkness.
Laura Lee and the Laser Eyes.
UFO 50?
Never even heard of that. I've heard of Neva. I've heard Neva's phenomenal.
I'm pretty sure UFO 50.
Oh, this is the follow up to Gris. It's the same studio
What
that
is?
did Gris.
Neva.
Oh.
That's right. It was it was on my like. Oh, I'd love to check that out. At some
I've heard
point.
it's really, really good.
I think UFO 50 is a bunch of 8-bit and like 16-bit video games, like made into a story.
Oh,
It's like you're
interesting.
making. I don't. Can I click? What happens if? Oh, that's a vote. Sign in. I'm not gonna vote for anything. Maybe I'll vote for Destiny.
Yeah, Destiny's known for ongoing.
Yeah. And because Erdtree wasn't in that category, I feel like it has a
They
chance.
actually-
What? There was another game in that category that I thought would probably.
Helldivers is in that category.
I don't think that'll run away with it though.
Where is it? Where? Most anticipated.
Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, and Fortnite. are
Final
the
Fantasy
others.
always does really good in the ongoing category.
Final Fantasy and Fortnite have been nominated in this category since the games came out.
Yeah.
But that being said, this category, honestly, it's pretty limited because most ongoing games aren't that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or they get shut down. What's most anticipated? What's in that category?
Death Stranding 2,
Let's go!
Ghosts of Yoti,
Let's go!
Grand Theft Auto 6,
I don't care about that.
Metroid Prime 4,
Let's go!
and Monster Hunter Wilds.
I don't care about that.
That's
I'm excited
those are
for
good.
almost all of those.
Those are all games that I won't like. Metroid Prime is the best chance of me playing it, but I
Did you know Monster
love
Hunter?
watching like Death Stranding stuff. So I'm very excited to see what they do in a number 2.
I love playing.
Ghost of Tsushima was I didn't finish it, but I started playing. I loved it. I love the vibe of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Very excited for that. I never got into Grand Theft Auto, but the games are huge and they're popular and like kind of just defining moments in gaming.
Grand Theft Auto 6 will come out and reinvigorate the U.S. economy.
Probably.
Kind of like Taylor Swift and Aaron Stewart.
Yeah, dude.
And then Monster Hunter, I feel like
That's multiplayer.
those have always been just they've been consistently well received.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of interested in Monster Hunter Wilds. The more I see of it, the more I think it looks pretty fun. It looks
Yeah.
like they've addressed some of the things that have always bugged me. I am the one that least interests me on this is probably Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Dude, just seeing Metroid Prime 4 being here makes me so...
Dude, yeah, it's
It's
so
a
close.
reminder that it's real.
It's so close. I think for me though on this list it would be Ghost of Yotei. I'm very excited for that game.
I'm extremely torn in between Death Stranding and Yotei.
I'm excited to play Yotei when it's like in the zeitgeist because I played Tsushima like way late. Like I was way after the fact, and I was like, man, this is really good, but nobody was talking about it, so like it was kind of hard to talk about with people. But I'm really looking forward to that one.
Yep. What other categories are there? Games for Impact.
This is always
This
a fun
feels important.
category.
Closer the Distance. Indica. Neva. Life is Strange. Double Exposure. Hellblade 2. Tales of Kenzara. Zao.
Nice. Best performance is
Didn't
always fun
Hellblade
too.
1 win this?
Or
Or is that a category yet?
I don't know. Actually,
I think
they
did.
actually no. I think they did because of the mental health stuff. They were like really
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's talk best
performance. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I think this one. This is the year she gets it. The Hellblade
Did she not
girl.
get it the first time?
She didn't win it the first time. No.
Oh, what? Who'd she lose to? Brianna White for Final Fantasy VII. Who's she in that?
I assume she's Tifa or Aerith. I'm not sure.
I don't know which one is which. Hannah Tell, Life is Strange, Double Exposure. Humberly Gonzalez, Star Wars Outlaws. Dude, so many people were crapping on that game every time it got a nomination. I felt bad for the people who made it.
Did you watch the stream?
Luke Roberts, Silent Hill 2. and Melina Jurgens, Hellblade 2.
This is the year she gets it.
Dude, she's so good. She's so good in that game. Obviously, I haven't played the other ones, so I can't compare, but...
And, like, her performance is done very differently than the rest of the cast, or the rest of the nominees. Like, some of them obviously do a little bit of mocap work. Like, she actually performs this role, like, physically, the whole thing. Like, they're on a stage. Mm-hmm. Like, they animate the game around her, really. Like, she is the player, which is kind of insane to me, but Tech's cool, man.
Yep.
I hope she wins it. I'm rooting for her. Can I bet on this? Is this in DraftKings?
Probably.
I bet you can. Going back to Game of the Year, what would you take out Erdtree? What would you put in?
Ooh.
I would have liked to see Hellblade 2 in there, but it's also one of the only games I've played this year, so I can't.
That's a tough
Can't
question,
speak on other
actually.
ones.
We stumped him. You stumped him.
I asked the
and
hard.
I don't have a
Honestly-
good
I
answer.
asked the hard question.
I don't have
Honestly,
a good answer,
and I know
so.
it would be a really weird pick because it doesn't really fall in line with the rest of these, but I think Helldivers 2. Like, that game was huge. I mean, it was we were talking crazy numbers.
Yeah.
Crazy numbers. Also, didn't play it. But if you're removing Erdtree because it's a DLC, I wouldn't add this. But if you're trying to just replace it, I think the Final Shape should be in the mix.
Really?
Based on the way people reacted to it.
I don't think it should be in there.
Okay. I didn't play it. Dude, people were crazy about it, though.
It's a great Destiny expansion. It was. But it's just... Even just compared to, like, full new games, it's really not on that level.
Okay.
Yeah, if there were a DLC category, I think you could
Put it in the
I could
nominee.
I could convince myself that it could be in there.
It kind of is nominated. Because it's an ongoing game.
Yeah,
and a
that's
lot
true.
of that is the Final Shape updates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like-
yeah, even more so than their just regular.
A game that didn't
Delete.
get any nominations that I'm kind of sad about is Dungeons of Hindenburg. I loved that game.
Yeah. The other game that I have
Also
heard a lot
Airbnb.
about, but is not like on any of these lists, Dragon Age.
Yeah.
I feel like that got a lot of really positive buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I haven't played it, so I don't know if it maybe for some reason it doesn't deserve to be up there. I
Yeah.
don't know, but yeah.
I'm trying to look real quick, see if there's anything.
DLC. If there was a DLC category, you could probably put Lake House in there, maybe.
Maybe.
Dude, they just need a freaking.
That
DLC.
Prince of Persia game was really popular.
Yeah.
That could probably
Did
fit
that
in
come
there.
out this year?
Yeah. I think so. That's what my Google said. So, I don't know. I hope Metaphor or Final Fantasy win. But I have a sneaky suspicion that Elden Ring's going to win.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to be mad about it.
Yep.
I haven't really seen one person be like, oh, yes. Erdtree got nom for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Any
Congratulations to all the
other
nominees.
Game Awards things you want to hit real quick before we move on?
What do you think the biggest reveal of the night's going to be?
Oh,
Because that is a part of the Game Awards.
it is
Biggest reveal of the night.
Fable. Something
Ooh.
with Fable.
Will we get gameplay?
No, but it'll be a cinematic.
It's going to be another
Cinematic trailer.
witty British trailer
The
where we
third-
talk to one
with
of those
another,
characters.
with
It'll
another
be-
actor, yeah.
It'll be a cinematic, like a CG trailer, and it will show gameplay, but it's just been like it's not gameplay. Here's what you're doing, but they created it in cinematics, if that makes sense. To make it match, make it all look good,
Made in engine.
quote unquote.
captured on Xbox 360.
Fable is my pick, or my guess.
I think we'll see gameplay of... No, we won't. Never mind. I need to think more.
My other thought was, I don't know how far along in dev it is, but Mass Effect?
They just moved the Dragon Age team to it. Like, to go to full production.
Still be a trailer for it, though.
They could do a trailer, yeah. I mean, it'd be just a continuation of what they showed last time, I'd assume.
Yeah.
It'll be them, like, walking through a crashed ship, and then somebody being like, Shepard, wake up! Boom! Mass Effect 4. Or something. And everybody will go, ah! Or boo.
New Gears thing? I'm trying to think, what does Xbox have that they need to get hype people up for?
OD.
Avowed.
OD.
OD.
Well, that's a given, because that's Kojima. He'll have a
He'll have
20-minute
yeah, that's
gameplay
true.
session.
I'm going to say we're going to get Rise of Hydra gameplay.
Oh.
That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Marvel Rivals drops in December. Got to keep the Marvel love going. The Rise of Hydra stuff is my pick.
Mine isn't a game. I just think we'll get the big Last of Us Season 2 trailer.
It's probably a good bet.
Something I would like to see, though, I'd love an update on the Wonder Woman game. So
Yeah.
a trailer for that.
That's needed.
And the other one, that Star Wars Eclipsed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Eclipso?
yeah.
Yeah,
Right?
whatever that was.
Yeah.
They had some cool
Cinematic.
Cinematic
Dude, that thing
trailer.
was sick.
dudes hitting drums and stuff.
Isn't
And we were
that,
like, what is this?
Wasn't that Firaxis that's making that? It's the dudes who made Marvel's Midnight Suns, right?
Awkward silence.
Quantic Dream is making it.
Quantic Dream, that's right.
They made. What did they make?
Didn't they make Heavy Rain?
Oh, it's gonna be like
A story
Detroit.
game. Yeah.
Yeah. Probably.
Quantumania.
Oh, or you know what else it could be is Judas.
Dude, I thought that game was coming out this year.
No.
They pulled my leg.
But
on that.
Judas could be one that we get another big reveal on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, could they pull... There's no way Nintendo gives them the new Pokemon game that comes out next year, right? Pokemon Legends Z to A or whatever. Stupid name.
Probably not a... Wow.
Arc Raiders?
There was a new trailer. They had like a 15-minute gameplay trailer
Yeah.
last week.
I think
So-
they're betas soon. Or
Yeah.
Alpha or beta.
Yeah, we didn't
How
talk.
come there's
we didn't
never
talk
a
about that.
Charlie?
Thought that was an interesting.
We need a third beta.
It'll be really interesting to see how this lands, because I think it will be a very
Marathon?
well. It's like it's maybe a good barometer for where the appetite is for an extraction shooter in 2025.
Just to see what you got. Wish list? Anybody have any wishes?
I did my 2 wishes.
That's true.
Sure. Wish list. Anything with Halo.
Fable gameplay.
Just like I just want to know what direction we're heading, or I mean, it's just the franchise that I'll always come back to.
Yeah.
I bet they could do like the Halo 3 anniversary announcement trailer or something. I don't, since it's Game Awards, I keep making gameplay jokes. There won't be any gameplay trailers.
No, it'll all be
Elder
Just
Scrolls
announcements.
6.
I have
Starfield 2.
three wish
Tetris
list
18.
items. Number 1, EA Sports College Football 25 FCS update. So all the D1 AA schools. I'd love to see that be announced officially. 2, and this is the super far out. I think this is the furthest out one in my head, but a setting confirmation for Division 3. Like a little concept trailer thing to show like, oh, we're going to Seattle or whatever. And then 3, the Blade video game that they announced at the Game Awards. Was that last year or 2 years ago?
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was just last year.
Then they probably won't have anything. Maybe another trailer.
Because I think it was like one of the only big things.
Yeah, and it was in the pre-show
No.
because they had the dude on the little stage out front. with Jeff. He was out on that real far front stage. It was right before the show started.
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
I just remember the trailer.
Yeah, because he came out in the front. Those are my three wish
I just remember the trailer starting and everybody's like, what is this?
Yeah.
And then Brett showed up 45 minutes later.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Are we watching them together again, I assume?
I thought you said you were traveling that week.
I'll travel back that day.
Oh, okay, you'll be back.
But...
I don't think I have anything going on.
I doubt
My calendar is empty right now, so...
Will he make it on time for the last one of the pod?
Freaking better. I'll punch you.
But would it be more...
Punch you right in the ear
Would it
hole.
be... would it be more appropriate if I was late? Because that's like tradition.
Dude, I remember when we
What if
watched...
I brought snacks?
You know, some traditions are made to be broken.
What was the thing we were watching? It was
Fair
the
enough.
DC thing we watched, and Brett's like, yeah, I'll be...
DC
Oh,
Universe.
It was like their universe announced.
DC Fandom.
Fandom, that's
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Bring that back.
Dude, that was
actually,
fun.
Actually, don't.
I loved that, though.
Not necessary, actually.
Just go to Comic-Con again. How about?
Yeah.
And live stream it.
I'm on board with that.
Okay,
Let us pay
just
$10.
live stream it.
Let
Real
us pay
quick.
$10 to watch it.
How about just free? And you can pay to actually be there in the room.
Before we move on to news, Luke and I watched the first episode of Dune Prophecy. We want to give some impressions. It was quite a lengthy episode, hour and 6 minutes, I think. But yeah, what did you think, Luke, about
A lot of info.
big old info dump, but done in at least entertaining ways for the most part.
Especially like the first 5 minutes is very exposition. Where are we in this story?
Yeah.
And it was super cool.
They definitely assume you have some knowledge of the Dune universe.
Yeah. And I would say watch Dune before you watch this.
Yeah, absolutely. Watch Dune and,
like
at least Dune Part 1, you could maybe get away with just that, but Dune Part 1 and Part 2 are definitely, I would say, recommended.
Yeah. Like, there's the intro, which is just, here's the history of our universe.
Mm-hmm.
And then it literally is just like, this takes place 10,000 years before Paul Atreides is even born.
Yeah. But you're talking about, like, the dukes and the houses, and so, like, they'll throw around Atreides without you... There, no real rhyme or reason. They're not... In the moment, they're not explaining who is Atreides, or who are the Harkonnens, or the, Imperial line, and...
Mm-hmm.
Some of that stuff, I think, could be lost on... I mean, maybe not. We live in a world where Game of Thrones was, like, the most popular show of...
I just think the impact, too, of, like, seeing Shai-Hulud for the first time, just even in the intro, like, eats a city.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you see it and you're just like, I remember those from the movie. That's super cool.
Super cool.
Whereas, like, I think if you watch this show and then go into Dune, you'll just be like, oh, yeah, it's a worm.
Yeah.
It's like the intro of the worms in those movies is just...
It's so well done.
awesome.
So well done.
The sand is shaking and Paul's, like, falling in the sand. Just swallows it. Oh, I know it's been out for, like, 5 years, but...
Yeah.
You should watch it if you haven't.
Agreed. Yeah, I think this is setting up a really compelling story.
Yeah.
It's not introducing, because again, these are elements that we've seen in the films, but the idea of, like, what is the voice, and, like, getting to see someone develop that for the very first time, I think is really cool. And how that's going to play out over time.
Dude, just the reaction of, like, somebody seeing that for the first time.
Yeah.
It's like, what the
freaking
freaking crap? What is going on?
I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah. And they just... like, it's really quick, and it's very important, too, but they go into, like, the history of the thinking machines.
Yeah.
And they don't really talk about it in the Dune movies.
Yeah.
The Mentats?
No, like, AI.
Oh, okay.
And they go over it quick, and you're like, oh, yeah, AI, that's a pretty big deal. That's a crazy war that happened. And it's like, oh, this is actually going to be pretty important to the story, it seems like.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, because a lot of people don't completely grasp why there's maybe not as much technology or the state of technology in Dune.
Like there's no computers.
Right, and it's like, okay, because they were outlawed because they became sentient and tried to overthrow the world. And it's like we're just getting a real brief glimpse of that.
Why to do math are we rolling our eyes in the back of our head real quick? It's like, well, here's why.
But yeah.
And that's why your mentats exist.
Yeah, exactly.
And even just like the truth-sayers in the Sisterhood, like there's a scene where they're studying the brain. Mm-hmm. It's just like,
and they're talking about
so cool.
Yeah, they're talking about psychology, and then how that plays into this kind of magic that they've developed. These abilities, it's really, really fascinating. Mm-hmm. I do think there's probably 3-ish storylines that they've set kind of on the table for in the first episode. Mm-hmm. It'll be interesting to see how they connect and if any of those are like right now. I think Luke and I both agree that there's maybe one aspect of this, like one of the storylines is a little weaker.
Yeah.
But I think the characters will become very important, and like when they intersect with another storyline, it's going to be really, really cool.
Yeah. It's
just getting us to that point. In the first episode, we both agreed it didn't feel great.
So. Yeah. Like there's a scene where they go to a club in this, and it's just like, this feels like a club on Earth. 5 years in the future.
Yeah, 2020,
we're listening
2030.
To music. And it's just like, what?
Maybe clubs don't change that much.
I guess if it makes money, you're not gonna revolutionize what your revenue stream is. So yeah, I guess I get it. But it's like 10,000 years in the future, and music hasn't changed, man. Music has changed in the past 10. Come on.
Indeed. But yeah, very excited.
Outside of that scene, music is awesome too.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's
music, visuals.
It's all quiet on the Western Front and Conclave guy.
Oh,
cinematography,
nice.
Like it all feels very, very good.
Yeah.
Does it feel? I mean, we just came off of The Penguin, where the visual style feels very, very much the Batman. Does this feel very much Dune?
I think so.
Visual style, yes. Writing, maybe. Like parts are just, you're like, this feels like Dune when they're speaking and interacting, and then like there's the one storyline where you're like, I feel like I'm watching the CW.
Oh no.
We all got crisp abs. We're getting sexy with each other, and it's like,
oh, is this the HBO sex scene storyline?
Yeah, for sure.
Gotta have those.
Yeah.
HBO's like, we gotta be able to put sex in this. All right, we'll give you one storyline. Well, we're gonna kill that guy 4 episodes in. So.
But like where that character's story is heading, it's like, this could be really interesting.
Agreed.
Is he the long-haired dude that you see in the trailers? I assume.
No.
Oh, okay.
He's a mean boy.
We should fight him.
I'm sure they'll be fighting.
Yes.
Dude, the little trailer they played at the end.
Yeah.
This is like the only trailer I'll watch after every episode. Most of the time, that's when I go to the bathroom. There's some visuals and some storylines in there. I'm just like, I can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Just, man, the Dune universe is so interesting. I love it.
That kid went to my rival high school.
It's a nice example, and we talked about this with the Penguin a little bit, right? But like, it's already giving me the feeling of doing a spin-off show the right way, because it's exploring an aspect of the universe that you're just not gonna get to see in a film. You just don't have the time to really dive into it, and
it's so interesting. We're getting them back to back too.
It's very and it does feel weird. It was a little weird being like, didn't I just see Mark Strong in another HBO TV
He's got
show?
that HBO money now.
Like he's got an in with a producer over there for sure.
Nice.
And he was the leader of a mafia in that. Now he's the leader of the space mafia.
He's just the emperor.
I mean, it's kind of like space mafia.
Space mafia. That's true.
He's
okay.
Like, hey, man.
Cool.
Spoiler.
Let's go into some news here real quick. What do
I'll
we got?
watch that this week. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Just that Sunday night. I get up.
It's hard.
I get up early Mondays, so
It's hard.
Oh, Sunday
it's tough.
night.
Shout out Andy.
I always get you with that.
I got some news since I've been quiet. We talked about Ice Age 6 last week. It's officially been slotted in and kicked out Star Wars from
I don't
2026. So
I don't care about Ice Age 6, but
I also don't want a Star Wars rushed.
yeah, this was the Rey one apparently.
This is
That's
just
been
let
booted
it-
out of that spot.
Let it simmer. Let it cook.
Take your time,
Take your time.
read it,
We've waited.
write it, read
We've
it
waited
again.
5 years at this point.
What's 5 more?
What's 5 more?
And there's like 20 shows.
And we're getting a bunch of shows, so it's
Rushing
fine.
out.
Yep. Next thing, Conan O'Brien announced to be hosting the Academy Awards. That'll be fun.
I'm kind of glad it's just not Kimmel for the 19th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conan's pretty fun, I think.
I still stand by they don't need a host. Just announce the movies. Win the winners.
Yeah.
I don't need a show. No.
Yeah.
They got to entertain the people that are there, though. I liked the year
Well,
they
they're
just
all
had
drunk.
everybody just rotating.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to even think like who would be like a lot of times you think back on like those popular hosts and they have like SNL origins, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, who would that be right now? And I just don't know. Like
Bill Hader.
actually, no lie.
He'd be incredible.
He would be amazing. I don't know if he has the stamina to do it, but like
That's okay. That means less skits.
yeah.
Instead of doing 10, do 5.
yeah.
And just close the curtain because we're setting something up for the next categories. Open it up. We can do 4 category out of the way quick. We don't have to have an 8-hour show.
I think the problem is I think he's too big right now at this point. Steve Martin. But like
Yeah.
he can play that comedy. He's been in the industry. He's not going to go. He's not ruffling feathers like someone like a Seth MacFarlane. But he's not just a TV star. Like Kimmel and Conan.
Let's get Ricky Gervais.
They're
back.
hosts. That's what they
never
do,
coming back.
right? Like they're late night hosts. That was their thing, and I get why you want someone like that for like production, but I think just someone who can relate to the people in the room, but
Yeah.
also be funny for an audience that's viewing on the TV. I don't know.
My pick is Will Arnett.
Will
Also
Smith.
good.
Yeah. And let him get smacked. Here's another weird movie one, because I'm curious if you guys knew this movie even existed. Splinter Cell movie was canceled
Oh,
because the production team couldn't get it right.
I literally have this story written down, and I have written next to it, didn't know this was...
I did not know this was a thing.
With
I
Tom
feel
Hardy.
I feel like
Yeah.
I had
Attached.
heard that it
No
was
clue.
happening, but I didn't know the Tom Hardy news, and I didn't know it had gotten canceled. So,
Yeah, I had no idea this was a thing.
how could you not get this right?
Yeah, dude, it's
Splinter Cell is not that complicated of a franchise. Like,
no, it's a spy.
it's
thing.
a spy movie. There is a blueprint.
There's so many of them.
I bet they would make it and never put those green lights on his head.
Like Venom with no Spider-Man on his chest. I have a couple more. I can let some other people
Yeah,
go
no,
if
go
you
for
want.
it. Keep running, man.
Sophie Turner, pretty much expected to play Lara Croft in the Amazon series.
Cool.
Yeah.
I like her.
No, she's good.
I'm fine with
It'll
it.
be interesting.
Who's writing it?
Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Okay. And then I think I'd be okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like you don't care at that point. You're
yeah,
like,
at
I
this point,
trust
it's like-
it.
Yeah, she's done good work.
Yeah.
She's also done bad work, but I think that's
Mhm.
a symptom of what she was given and how she was directed, not... Which does make me a little scared for those Star Wars movies still. But, yeah, this would be a fine choice for me.
Yeah,
I don't think it's the most interesting choice.
No.
But I think it's a fine choice.
Yeah, it feels it feels like they feel like they kind of need a name, not a huge name, but a name, a recognizable face,
a name that's not going to cost them $50 million.
Yeah.
But a name.
I mean, what is she? She hasn't acted in a while. It feels like
I think she's had fun just being married.
a mom.
And
Well, she got
a mom
divorced,
and
but
so
I don't think she's
did that
had too
happen?
much fun.
Okay, maybe
Yeah.
not with that part.
But yeah, she's been momming it up. And then this is another casting thing. Lady Gaga has been casted in Wednesday season 2.
Didn't watch season 1.
I did not either.
Same.
But her name is one that gets attention. So, fresh off of Joker, she'll go join Wednesday and see if they can make that sequel good or not.
Ooh, Joker.
So that's what I got.
Cool. Luke?
I just have one more story to add, and it's that Gunn's been kind of on the what's it called?
Press tour?
Press tour for Creature Commandos.
I was going to say, it feels like the press tour for the DCU.
Yeah,
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
just kind of the launching point. He's been getting asked a lot, and just kind of the things that have stuck out. I got 3 things, and he was asked about what's canon,
I love this answer. So
and he was like, anything that they talk about, like, so if they talk about something that happened in Peacemaker season 1 or the Suicide Squad, then it's canon. If they don't mention it, it's not.
Love it.
he also mentioned
Super simple.
He also mentioned that the only thing pretty much in Peacemaker season 1 that's not is the Justice League, and
Yeah.
he said we'll deal with that in season 2.
I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be like, John Cena imagined they were there
Yeah.
because he wanted to feel like he was a hero.
Yeah.
He had gotten like hit in the head or whatever.
Because like he doesn't even, you don't even really see them, and then there's just the fish joke,
Yeah.
so it's not even really that important of a scene. But that could just be like, let's say I keep calling him John Cena. Say, what's
Peacemaker.
What's his actual name?
Uh,
Like, what's Peacemaker's name?
Oh.
I'm gonna look it up.
Anyway, Peacemaker could like still be an earshot of that, so he like just has them saying a joke to confirm his.
Christopher Smith.
Christopher.
Never would have got that.
Chris
That's
Smith.
like
I
the
knew
most
the Smith.
basic white boy name
I
ever.
couldn't remember. I
Yeah.
couldn't remember Chris.
I kind of want to rewatch that show.
Dude, it was really good.
Was.
It is really fun. I love Vigilante in that.
Dude,
He's
yes.
so funny.
The next thing that stuck out to me that he talked about was he was asked about like what are the next steps for the DCU and what's coming, and he was like, Creature Commandos, Superman, Peacemaker, Lanterns, Supergirl, and then something you don't know about. And it's just like, wait, what? Like,
Because like if you think about what we do know about, we know there's a Blue Beetle animated show. We know there's a Teen Titans thing that's in the works. We know there's a Swamp Thing. There's a couple other things they've announced, but
even though I think Mangold's gone, but
Do you
Just
think
that was my
you
attitude.
think
Do you
it's just
think
gonna
it's-
produce?
Maybe, but I think they're gonna get Flanagan to do it, even though he's super busy as well. But
Do you think that it's something that was on the slate, but it's been reimagined? So it's like,
honestly,
we had a Batman thing, but we've scrapped that. It's still Batman, but it's a whole new Batman idea. I
yeah.
don't know, as an example.
Honestly, I have no idea, but I want to say a completely new thing
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like every once in a while it's just like, yep, Teen Titans movie.
Yeah.
It's like, well, that wasn't on that slate.
I think it's what the rumor that came out not too long ago that he didn't address.
Kumail Nanjiani.
No, I think it's the Flash animated show.
Mm.
And he is asked in that interview, he's like, would you want to do any more animated stuff? And the other guy interviewing him is like, oh yeah, I'd like to do this, 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 this. And he's like, I'd like to do every single character. And he's just kind of coy about it, so that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think the Flash, because there was a rumor, it kind of came and went, but there was a rumor that they were going to introduce their Flash through an animated show. Which, one, I would love just having a Flash animated show anyways. Like, I just think the Flash is such a good character for animation. But that's what I'll put my stake in the ground for.
My one request with Flash is to please just have a Flash with less lightning.
Oh, yeah.
Flash is
Paradigm.
not an electricity lightning character. He's a speedster.
I like how they use him in Young Justice. It's just a blur.
Yeah.
There's just
It's
like a trail.
okay, he's going fast enough to generate electricity because he was struck by a lightning bolt. I get it. Speed Force, whatever. But when we're just running fast, I don't need the electricity going everywhere like Snyder had it. And even the CW is just like,
Well, the
I
CW
can throw lightning. It's
The
like,
CW
what?
didn't start there. Like that's what's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Like if I went back and watched the pilot of that show, and I was like, "Wow, they added a lot of lightning to
I feel
this."
like that started with the New 52 in the comics a little bit, and they just incorporated that in everything, and I don't like it. Just go fast. Also, I don't like if I run too fast, it rips up my clothes. It's stupid. Just run fast.
Just run fast. It's fine. All good. Cool. Good updates. I don't have any other news stories.
Sorry, I had
No,
one more.
we just got one more.
He talked about how rating doesn't matter. I love this because
They're not
like-
aiming for a PG-13 rating on all
Yeah.
their projects. It's like, well, if this, for whatever reason, would end up being PG, it's going to end up being PG. Or
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
it's R, it's R.
it's like we're just writing it, and what it becomes is what
Yeah.
it becomes.
Superman
think-
rated R. It's like what?
Wait, what?
Revisit our Batman conversation last week about our rating.
Yeah,
That was a fun convo.
it was. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of how this progresses now. Like this is the tip of the iceberg, right? Like we're getting the first official project.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Yeah.
happening. We're like weeks away, right? It's early December.
I think it's like December 6th.
Yeah, so like we're right around the corner from this thing kicking off, and they definitely hint at big characters showing up in Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
December 5th.
December 5. Okay. I think Luke and I kind of said like Superman's definitely going to show up, and if we had to guess,
Yeah, I mean, he's the next project.
yeah, I think there's going to be several heroes that show up.
I'm
I think Guy
excited-
Gardner will be in it too.
Yeah. Maybe even like Hawk Girl.
Yeah, I think.
Like every one of those characters we've seen will like have their moment
Yep.
where they're like in it for like 30 seconds or less and be done.
Yeah, I think you'll see some of
look,
that.
It's Metamorpho. Anyway,
He's definitely going to be in it. He might actually be in multiple
he
episodes.
might be like in a cage.
Yeah.
What if Joker shows up to sing a song?
I'll quit watching.
It's Joaquin Phoenix's Joker
Yeah.
specifically.
It's just in the animated show, instead of it being
Animated.
an
It's just
animated,
Joaquin
it's
Phoenix.
just Joaquin Phoenix.
It's like
In
a
live action.
It's like Space.
I mean-
It's like Space Jam.
Joker 2 started off with an animated.
Exactly. It's a flip on it.
And it's the best part of the movie. No.
All right.
The Shadow. Oh, you guys haven't seen it yet.
No.
No.
Say the Shadow is actually the character in Creature Commandos.
Oh, there we go.
Anyway, it's not worth seeing. So.
He also mentioned in that video that like some of the mid-level characters that show up on like the periphery of the show that are characters we will recognize, those voice actors will most likely not play those characters in live action, which is kind of the opposite of what he said in the past. But like the main characters will,
Yeah.
but there's some peripheral characters that won't.
I mean, there's no reason to have to pay like $1 million for 5 seconds of voice work.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So it's a pretty cool video. I need to finish it. I think I had like 4 or 5 minutes left when I was watching it.
And that was just the IGN one.
Yeah,
I'm sure
they're
he's
doing a
talking
bunch
to
of
everybody,
stuff. So we'll get some news, and then we talked about this. This has been a couple months now, but Corin Sweat had confirmed that he was starting his Superman promotion in December. So,
Yes.
and I think that was at something Expo. I can't remember what it's called, but so we should start seeing and hearing a lot about Superman in the next couple,
Hyped.
like next 3-4 weeks.
I am
guess.
ready
go.
to be disappointed by that trailer. Not saying it will. I'm just like, I'm ready. I'm preparing myself for disappointment just
Yeah.
in case.
Yeah.
And that way, when it's good, it'll be even better.
I'm just trying to not have expectations.
That's impossible.
I think like
I can't do that anymore.
I just want to see it. I'm just curious what it is.
Yeah.
Like I'm curious what time period this takes place in. I'm curious what that world's gonna visually look like.
Right.
Story stuff I don't worry about as much. Not yet. I think Gunn has proven from a storytelling perspective he's pretty good. So
I always rewatch Superman the animated series, and like Metropolis in that show does feel like a city of tomorrow. Like the highways are like 200 feet in the air.
that's true.
Because like they'll crash and Clark Kent will go flying out and he's like and he's falling forever. And you're just like, what highway system is this?
What kind of infrastructure package did they pass
And it's like it's
that
just
allowed them to fund this?
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like it feels like a futuristic city, but
Yeah.
still grounded in modern day. I hope he can pull off Metropolis.
Yeah.
Matt Reeves nailed Gotham. Just the worst place imaginable.
With the worst people in it.
Yes.
Dude, I'm so sorry. I know this isn't supposed to be a DC spin-off pod episode, but like I am so curious how their Batman's going to feel. Because I really love Reeves's whole world he's got going on. I just feel like that's going to be so hard to coexist with.
Yeah, you just gotta make him unique.
I think he's gonna feel a lot more approachable.
Probably so.
Like more like a
I-
dad Batman than
I think that's
a
smart
detective
that they're doing it that way.
Batman. Like he's not gonna be brooding and grumpy.
No, I could see
It's gonna be like I would
And
say borderline uplifting.
like an
that makes
like
sense.
like an evolution on Christian Bale's, right? Like he's as I don't know. I feel like Bale got Batman into the place where he was like, whether liked or not, he was respected in Gotham. Like in Gotham,
Like they viewed him as their hero.
right?
I
And
think Battle of
and-
the Super Sons.
and Bruce Wayne was except for in 3 when he became like a
A hermit.
a pretty likable public figure,
Yeah.
and you
Feared
just-
or loved, depending on who you were.
right?
Yeah.
And right now with Reeves, with his Batman, and Bruce Wayne, very much we just don't even know who this guy is.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of fears him.
Yeah, I think Battle of the Super Sons Batman. You watched that movie, right? How him and Clark kind of have like that fatherly, like they rub elbows
It's
and
like
joke and
it's-
stuff.
We've never seen Batman with a Robin before,
Yeah.
and it will just change the dynamic entirely.
Yep.
Because adding a son, no matter if it's Dick, Tim, Jason, or
It's Damien,
Damien,
right?
who, yeah, he said for the Brave and the Bold movie it'll be Damien.
You haven't seen Batman with a Robin before? I'm so sorry.
Well, I have, and it was one of the bad movies. Robin was like 40 years old.
I've been off and on reading the Tom Taylor Nightwing series, and there's a scene where Alfred kind of rips Bruce, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to put like pissed off Bruce away and be fatherly Bruce right now."
Yeah.
And I think that's the Bruce. I hope that's the Bruce we get.
I think it's the Court of Owls comic, but they're like at a family function, and it's the entire Bat family, and they're like all in their tux. It's like a Wayne Foundation thing.
Event.
And they're like in their tuxes, and they're in front of the mirror just talking. Like Jason's off on the side.
Yeah, as he is.
Dick
That's the other
and-
thing,
and
too.
Damien are just like, hey, look, what are we doing?
That's the other thing too. Like the Bat family will just be established. Like they'll just be around.
Yeah, Brave and the Bold should just kick off. Bat family, here we go, full throttle. It's the opposite of the Reeves.
I would absolutely love if that movie opened with like a very obscured vision of a vigilante doing something, and it's just Dick.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to Bruce like, Dick, like seriously, like him trying to rein them all in. It's a dad story.
Yeah.
I think that'd be such a fun movie.
Yeah.
Because the Bat family is like, I think everybody just associates Batman with brooding and dark, but like the Bat family is pretty goofy.
Yeah.
Like they have their moments of levity, and I think that would be a really good way to do it.
I'm ready for Maybe that's the secret announcement. He's like, Brave and the Bold, here we go. This is the team. Script is done.
Here's your cast.
It's
Or your
actually
Batman.
not Who was the director?
Oh, It guy, Flash guy. Holy cow!
Shoot.
Why can I not remember his name?
I got it.
Michael.
No.
Oh, I typed in "it director" and it took me to IT.
IT director.
Andy
Andre-
Muschietti.
Yeah, Andy Muschietti.
Andy.
Like, if he is still attached, we haven't really heard anything from that.
I would bet he's not attached anymore. He's an EP again.
Yeah, probably.
Girl, my spelling was terrible on that. But Google still knew what I wanted.
I would bet a lot of the directors they've announced that haven't started pre-production are probably no longer attached.
Yeah.
But Supergirl starts shooting in January.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
And Lanterns, I think,
Exciting.
starts, like, real soon.
Spring? Something like that?
No, like, in a month.
Oh, wow.
Like, real soon.
So that's going to come out, like, probably early 2026.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner. That's
I
crazy.
think it'll come out pretty quick.
Okay, sorry for the DC rabbit hole. I'm very excited for that. I was thinking about this today after... I was driving home, actually, thinking about DC stuff. I don't know why. Probably because I've been reading that comic. But I was just thinking, like, man, I'm going to be really excited about all of this stuff unapologetically. Like, I really like the DC pantheon, and I'm excited to be getting regular films and with a unified team making them. It's exciting.
Yep. Agreed. All right, cool. Let's see. Weekly update time. What all did we do this week? Did anyone else? You guys both, I think we were all messaging a little bit about the Logan Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
Bro.
Jake Paul. Yeah.
That shows you how much I paid
Logan
attention.
Paul's the next one, I guess. He's gonna kill that MFer. You hear that, Mike?
Yeah.
I had that.
Like, I'll kill
I was,
you.
I was trying to watch it on the PlayStation upstairs, and the stream was awful.
It was
and it was
awful,
getting
yeah.
late, and so I was like, I'll watch it on my phone. I lay in bed, like the fight is starting, and then by the end of round 2, I'm like out.
Well, so was Mike because the fight was stupid.
Dude, it was so bad. It was so... I don't care what anybody says. I'm 100% on the theory it's just fake.
It was just a $45 million payout.
Yes, but also I think they're like, yeah, let's fight. And then when Tyson just went a couple rounds, he was probably like, all right, I'm tired. I'm just gonna... Like, I feel like there was a round where they didn't even swing.
There was definitely
Dude, I hope it was fake.
one of those things like
Make it more interesting.
somebody was like, hey, they put up like a poll in one of my fantasy leagues and I voted. They're like, who do you think wins? And there was only 2 of us, and I don't know who the other person was, but I voted and I thought Jake Paul would win. And I got a bunch of crap, and I was like, dude, he's 60. And, like, I don't think you recognize how different your body is at 60.
I don't see how you could think Mike would win.
Right.
But everybody was rooting for him.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
everybody
everyone
hates
wants him
Jake
to win.
Paul.
Yeah, but I think, like, you have to be realistic.
Yeah.
Like, dude is
I
60.
would win.
You would win?
I wouldn't win.
Oh, I thought you said you would win. I was like, wow.
Don't put false
I was like,
things
dang.
in the air. I
I
don't
love
want to
the
actually have to
confidence.
fight somebody.
But no, I never for a second thought Mike Tyson had a chance. And the second round, he gets jabbed twice, and he looked like he'd never been punched before. And I was like, yeah, he's 60, dude. He's a grandfather.
Yeah.
And he's in there fighting a 26-year-old kid who's been training boxing with millions of dollars for the last 6 years. Like, yeah, that dude can box a little bit. Yeah. And he's big. Jake Paul's a big dude. He's roided out of his mind.
Yeah, he did look huge.
He's massive. And, like, everybody's like, oh, you should fight Conor McGregor. He should. He weighs 60 pounds more than Conor McGregor. At McGregor's heaviest.
Oh, my gosh, really?
And they're like, oh, he's going to fight Tank Davis. He weighs 80 pounds more than Tank Davis.
Oh, my gosh.
Like, what are we talking about? Jake Paul's 230. He's a big guy. It's just, I don't know, it's stupid. But the co-main was an awesome fight. Serrano versus Katie Taylor.
Yeah,
that was a really good fight.
I did see the end of that one.
That fight was awesome. Those
one
girls
felt
were
good to watch.
they were throwing hands.
They were mauling each other.
They were
Yeah.
like, we ain't boxing no more. We're gonna stand toe to toe and just
He's
swing.
gonna headbutt.
Oh my gosh, that fight was crazy. The actual like pro fights on that card weren't bad. But yeah, the main event sucked. It was garbage. But there was a really good fight the next night for the UFC too. John Jones fought for the first time in like 2 years.
Nice.
He dominated Stipe Miocic. It was awesome.
Good for him.
Just incredible. He beat him with a spinning back kick to the ribs, and Stipe
Wow.
got hit and
Did
just
he yell
dropped.
"Hi-ya" when he did it? Like in the
Probably.
cartoons?
Probably. That'd been awesome if he did, but
So the only other thing I did this week, I want to mention because I don't ever talk about music, was the new Linkin Park album
Yep.
From Zero came out. So I had some time in the car on Saturday, so I just turned that thing on like repeat and listened to it a couple times, try and get the vibes. But overall, I enjoy it. I don't think it's their strongest, but it is kind of also a
new lead singer. They're working out the kinks.
Yeah, exactly. I think they're figuring out some of those things, and there's a lot of potential there going forward.
yeah, I listened to this too. I think working out the kinks is a great way to explain it. I think they're in this stage of like transition where they still have to try to sound like old Linkin Park,
Yeah.
but also kind of introduce what the future looks like.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a hard place to be. You know, you feel like your vision's a little stretched thin, I think. Because there's some songs that feel very much like old Linkin Park, and there's
Yeah.
some songs where you're like, this is different, and it's going to take some getting used to. I like it. I think it's fine. I if I was giving it out of fives, I'd probably give it a 3 to a 3.5.
Yeah.
I think it's not like a no skips album for me. Like there's a couple songs I'll skip.
Yeah, same.
But I did enjoy it. I think they're headed in a good direction, and I still like their sound. They're still Linkin Park.
Yeah, and there's a couple songs on there I've like added like to my favorite, like
Yeah.
my liked list. So now they're in my kind of, if I just want to listen to things I think are,
Yeah.
I'll always listen to.
IGYEIH is my favorite song.
What does that mean?
The last one.
I gave you everything I had.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I like that song a lot. There's a couple others too.
Yeah.
But the singles were all really good.
Yeah.
The Emptiness Machine is phenomenal. It's probably going to be the song that everybody carries away from that. That
probably.
and Heavy is the Crown.
Well,
but
that's the single.
Dude,
there
Heavy
is-
is, I think
That
Heavy
Heavy
is
is
the
the
Crown
Crown.
is my favorite.
the League of Legends song.
Oh, then I have heard a song.
Yeah. No, I don't know if it's,
Heavy is the Crown. Is that what it was?
yeah.
That's the first episode of Act 2 or Season 2.
Oh, really?
Pain, yeah.
Yep, that's them.
Heavy is the crown. Boom, burn. Yeah. Every single episode of Arcane has a little music video in it.
Interesting.
I love it.
Yeah, no, I think it's
Tiger Lily asked, the album is a 3 out of 5, but what would you score? What score would you give the best song from it?
that's actually a great question.
10.
Yeah, I don't know if I've actually thought about it in that way.
I think so. My favorite song is "I Gave You Everything I Had."
Mhm.
I think the best song on the album, though, is actually "The Emptiness Machine," and I'd give that song a 4.5 out of 5.
Nice.
I like that song a lot.
It's a good song.
I
I've
also,
listened to it
like,
a
I
lot
was-
in the last 2 weeks.
I was watching the freaking live stream when they revealed her as the singer, and that was like the song they opened it with, and I was like,
Yeah.
"What is this?" And like, she's not on stage; it's just Mike Shinoda singing, and I was like, "Is he just gonna do it himself?" And then she comes rolling out there, and I'm like, "Okay, it was a chick. The rumors were true." And then she starts singing, and I was like, "Oh, I like this. This is weird." Yeah, I think that's probably.
Nice.
Yeah, I think the Emptiness Machine's good. Heavy as the Crown is good. I Gave You Everything I Had is good. I don't know. If you like Linkin Park, I think there's something in there for you as long as you're open-minded about it.
Oh, for
I know that there's people who think they should change the name and all this stuff, which I am staunchly in disagreement with. But I don't want to get into an argument with people. I don't like get upset about it. I just disagree with that
Yeah,
take.
no, for sure.
So yeah,
All good. All good.
Queen's still making music.
That's all I have on my list.
And the franchise?
Oh yeah, we did watch the franchise.
They that I like
Blown
this
Up
episode more than
Bridges.
last week's. This episode was funny, dude. And it's like now you're getting the weird hostile takeover thing that's happening, and
Yeah.
it's so good. The show is I think this show's awesome. It is definitely like a surprise hit for me.
Yeah.
Like I thought it looked fun, but like watching it every week, I'm like, dude, I love this show.
The relationship dynamics too have been like.
Like I'm actually
I
starting.
don't know where they were going with this at
Yeah.
the beginning, but it's like, oh, okay, no, this is interesting.
Yeah, I really, really am starting to like the producer dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like he just cracks me up so much. You and me, WrestleMania? I'm serious. Like he just says like the weirdest stuff, but his delivery is always so good.
Yeah.
And I loved the whole bit in the last episode where he's trying to cut the promo or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
There will be fire or whatever. What does he say? Anyways, yeah, the franchise is awesome. I definitely recommend it.
Yeah. I love Eric's little journey, the director.
Yes.
And his, like, every episode he's having some sort of crisis.
The cold open in this is great too. Because he's like, oh, he's got location brain.
Yeah.
It's like throwing things. They're getting stuck to him. He can't get rid of the chair. Dude, yeah, his journey's fun though. Yeah.
It is. Yeah, no spoilers. We won't spoil anything.
Yeah, his journey's a lot of fun. As is Dan's.
Yeah.
Dan's is I think more it's funny, but I don't feel like it's intentionally funny. Like there's some of it obviously, but his is actually kind of like this guy's pursuing a dream, right? And like he's really going for it.
He's the anchor character.
Yeah.
He's that one that's like, okay, no, the audience needs to relate to someone in some way, right? And we've all
You mean it's not Dag?
We've all been
Anchor character.
well, maybe not all of us, but there's we've all had bad bosses or
Or a boss we think we can do their job.
in this case.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's,
We're just trying to navigate the like social / corporate relationships that we have, and it's like Dan is the guy who's like, we just have to get the job done.
Yeah.
And they're the people that we, often look over because it's not the glamour. But,
Yeah.
In the film business, it's just so well done.
It's a really fun show. I'm very excited for next week.
Yeah.
I hope the VFX guy's okay. Oh, sorry, personal project. I'll go real quick. I'm still playing Metaphor.
Nice.
About 12 hours, 12-ish hours in. Ton of fun, really good story so far. Really, really enjoying my time with it. Last week was my wedding anniversary. And
Woo! Congratulations.
Thank you. 8 years. It's really exciting. My lovely wife purchased me a video game, which was cool.
Ooh.
Nice.
And so I was like, well, I have to play it. I can't like just put it on my shelf and not touch it because she wants to ask me about it. She bought me Dragon Age, the Veilguard.
Nice.
So I've played it. I've played like 3.5 hours or so. I've made my character. I'm a rogue. My name's
Classic Tyler.
Varys de Riva. Guys, this game's really fun.
Nice.
The combat is awesome. Like it's awesome. I am like counting moments to like I just want to go find stuff to kill constantly. Like all I want to do is go fight stuff. Story's okay so far. It's nothing crazy. I think it's pretty standard fare for this sort of game.
Yeah.
Big guy trying to do something that puts the world at danger. You're the guy who's got to try to stop it against all odds because
I love that story.
the guy who is a part of your crew gets hurt in the first encounter you have with said guy, blah, blah, blah,
Mm-hmm.
that kind of story. So it's pretty much standard fare, but
It's almost up there with the They Killed My Wife.
yeah. Yeah. But man, the gameplay is really fun. I actually, and I played Saturday, the last part I got to, or no, it was yesterday. Last part I got to was them introducing primers and detonators, and I was like, "Yeah, buddy."
Do they have that ping explosion?
I don't know yet because they use
Best
so they
part of
call them
Anthem.
primers and detonators, but they use different terminology on different skills. So I'm still trying to figure out what kind of what works and what doesn't, what works together with my crew and all that stuff. But so far, I'm really enjoying it. If you were like loosely interested in this, the gameplay is awesome. If that's what you were worried about. I know there's people worried about some of the politics of it. I can say in my almost 4 hours with it, I've not run into any of that. So it's probably,
Politics.
as always, super overblown at this point.
These characters aren't hot enough. Smack.
I would disagree with that. Anyhoosers, last thing I was doing, I started Cobra Kai season 6.
Yeah.
I've watched the first couple episodes. Part 2 just came out, and I think part 3 comes out in February. So I was like, I'll start it now.
I watched
it.
the first episode like 4 months ago.
Yeah, I'm just watching it.
I'm gonna wait till it's all out.
Yeah, I'm just kind of watching it sparingly. I'll throw it on when I have 30, 40 minutes. And I don't feel like doing anything else. I'll watch an episode. At minimum, I'm watching an episode a week. But I say this every time I watch it. I just appreciate how corny this show is and that it just leans into it. Like, I really appreciate that. Like, this show knows what it is. It's not trying to be something it's not. And it's just a lot of fun. It's really refreshing. Like, in a world, like, we are in a world of films taking themselves so seriously anymore.
Yeah.
That when you get something like this, like the franchise, like, it's just really nice. And it's really fun to watch. These characters, these actors, they really care about this show. And it shows. So yeah, so far so good. I've enjoyed it. It's super corny, and I'm excited to watch more. In episode 2, they go to like visit a college, and Kyler's there.
Kyler Murray?
Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, right? From the show.
I can only think of Kyler Murray.
Okay, Kyler's like the older Asian kid that picks on Miguel all the time.
Oh, from like season 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's there, and he's like trying to get into a frat, and he's just getting bullied, and Miguel stands up for him, of course. And they get into like this giant frat house fight. It's so fun. Like Hawk is pounding beers and putting them on the Mohawk spikes. So he's got like all these red solo cups on his spikes. Dude, it's such a fun show. And if you've watched Cobra Kai and have been holding out on this season, I get it, but
Doesn't part 3 come out
February.
February? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll probably start watching it sometime around then so I can catch up
Yeah.
and just finish it.
Well, and I think it's only going to be like an episode or 2.
Yeah.
Because they like ran up to...
I think they called it like grand finale
Yeah.
episode or something.
So it's probably going to be like an hour and a half episode or something. But really enjoying it. I'm having a lot of fun. And that's it.
I watched Act 2 of Season 2 of Arcane.
Nice.
Guys, my emotions are everywhere. It is so good. Just like I need the show to finish so I can just put it at number 1 on my list, which I'll be able to do next Friday night or Saturday night whenever I watch it.
Oh, is it in next week?
Yeah.
The last 3 episodes or whatever.
Mm-hmm. But it is just so good, man. Watch season 1.
Yeah.
Get on it. Brett, tell your wife to get
Find time.
Get on season 2.
Okay.
Yeah. It really is just the best show, man. It's incredible. The animation blows me away. Like every 5 minutes. And I don't remember them doing as much in season 1. There's, like I mentioned, the charcoal stuff they did. I'm pretty sure they did watercolors for a sequence in this one.
Ooh.
They do so many cool things. And I saw somebody tweet out, I think Arcane single-handedly wins the argument for hand-drawn animation. It's just like, yeah, I think you're right. It's like proving a point. It's like, it's just worth every penny of that $250 million that they're paying.
Nice.
I'm really curious how they're going to end this, though, because this is the end of the story for this group.
Yeah. Well, in the Riot, like, director, Riot Games CEO or whatever, they were like, people, have been freaking out about the budget. And he's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like, just shut up. And I was like, all right. I like this guy.
Yeah, really, really good. The other thing that I did was I finally got around to watching Deadpool and Wolverine. I skipped it in theaters.
That's right.
I won't say I missed it. I just outright skipped it. It's on Disney Plus now. Gotta say, guys, didn't like it.
Yeah.
What I wrote on Letterboxd was I just wrote kind of like watching TikTok for 3 hours. And there's a lot of entendre in that. Because you know what? You watch TikTok for 3 hours. In that time, there's going to be some really dang funny TikToks, man. But for maybe a straight hour, you're going to get weird sex stuff and cringe.
Yeah.
And it's overbearing and it's too much. And you guys mentioned it in your review. There's no story. So there's no reason to care. Sure. The Honda scene is great. 45 seconds of your movie had feeling. The rest didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the one opportunity to have feeling, they cut it short and then bring it back in like a flashback at the very end. And it's like...
Dude, I don't even remember what you're talking about.
When X-23 goes to talk to him at the fire. And they cut the conversation short. Where right where it probably needed to expand. They're like, nah, we're done here. Let's go tell some more jokes.
Yeah. It's...
Yeah, and then they like show at the end Wolverine's like having this is what the conversation was, and I was like, you left out a sentence.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like this might be my hot take. I might have a ton of hot takes with this because I guess everybody liked this movie. Even you guys liked it.
I gave it 2.5 stars.
I gave it 2.
I know, but like, I mean, you say I like it.
I
don't think I did.
Yourself.
I didn't hate yourself. I didn't hate myself, but
I don't even remember what
I don't think it's a good movie. I'm not gonna stand here and defend it.
I gave it 3.5, but I also don't think it's good. So.
My hot take for this movie is I think the action's bad.
Okay.
It looks fake to me.
I thought it was pretty forgettable.
Yeah.
The action. It definitely wasn't like a note.
It just looks fake to me. Like the entire NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, whatever. I don't care.
Oh, yeah,
that entire sequence. It just looks like CG to me.
Yeah.
Like even his dancing, which I know was real. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like behind the scenes. It looks fake to me.
Yeah.
Just because I think they digitally alter the costume too much.
Yeah.
The scene in the first scene in the Void where Wolverine and Deadpool fight.
Oh yeah.
Wolverine's like running on all fours. It looks bad. It looks stupid. Also, it just annoys me when characters that can't die fight each other. It's like, I get we're venting anger, I guess, but they do it like 4 times.
Yeah.
It's like once is enough. Maybe twice, because you have to have each one win.
Mm-hmm.
But, and then there's the entire giant Deadpool army.
Oh, yeah.
It's awful.
And they have to do the left to right oneer.
Yeah.
Overplayed. Stop doing it. Old boy did it. Nobody else can do it. It just doesn't work anymore. Stop doing it. And then, yeah, whatever. And then, yeah, there's all the sex jokes and there's cursing. Yeah, it's R-rated. So what? I don't care if it's not funny. You didn't earn it, in my opinion. And this is my other big hot take. The movie's R-rated. But every character is R-rated. Why is Johnny Storm calling things cinnamon rings and throwing out F-bombs and all this stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me. And even like Gambit is exploding people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that makes sense. And if you're gonna be a meta movie, I think the only people that should be killing people are Deadpool and Wolverine because they did it in their movies. The other ones are still comic book characters, which are typically teen rated or PG-13. So to see Gambit just explode a fellow X-Men, be it he was a bad guy, it didn't make sense to me. And I was like,
sure.
I feel like there's an opportunity here to do something meta.
Yeah.
And it's like, when I hit people, they might die, but there's no, like, giant brain explosion. But when Deadpool does it,
Yeah.
guts and gore galore.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
The R rating, it makes sense, but it's never really felt justified in its cleverness. It's just been, how many dick jokes can we make?
Yeah.
Yep.
How many times can we watch people get stabbed in the balls? A lot.
At least once per movie.
Well, there was about 5 in the opening scene. In the opening credits. It's just like, it becomes monotonous at a point, and I've really just found it frustrating. I'll say this. There's a lot of confirmation bias in my review. I didn't want to see this movie. I didn't really think this movie looked good. I finally got to it, and I kind of just confirmed my feelings on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Take that for what you will. They escape the void. Spoilers. This movie's out. Everybody's seen it. It made $1.5 billion. They escape the void. I was like, oh yeah, man, it's done. There was 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
This movie was long.
Yeah. It is.
That's why I also said, kind of like watching TikTok for 3 hours. Because it felt like 3
all of a
hours
sudden
to
it kind
me.
of like sucks you in and you're like, oh,
I
that was
couldn't-
3 hours?
I
And like,
couldn't believe there was so much more time left. And I was
Yeah.
like, we still have an act 3.
yeah.
Eee. Also, villain was terrible.
Oh yeah. What was her name?
Nova?
No,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Cassandra Nova?
Cassandra Nova.
Also, Chris Evans' role was stupid. That was the biggest waste of time.
I don't disagree. Luke, I don't want to get you off of this topic necessarily. I don't want to like run away from your little review here. It sounds like you're kind of over though. We were talking
I'm
about Anthem earlier, and it reminded me of a story that popped up.
Game of the Year anthem.
Anthem producer wants to
I read
reboot
this.
the game. I'm like,
Please!
is there a chance?
Just sell the IP to somebody else.
If they sold it to someone, who would you want to take
I
it?
don't care. Anybody. Let's see. Who would... How about Gorilla?
They need something else to make.
They need
Alright.
something besides, well, no,
Horizon.
that would probably be a PlayStation exclusive then.
You have a PlayStation, you'd be alright.
Yeah, but I want everybody to play it, and exclusivity is dumb.
This is a good point.
Yeah. I mean,
Also, the
I'm not gonna
first one
argue.
wasn't an exclusive, so it would be like, what are we...
But it's a reboot, so it's okay.
Didn't Titanfall do that? Wasn't the first one an Xbox exclusive?
It's like an Xbox launch exclusive.
I can't remember.
I think the second one was on both.
That was so
but
far. That was so long ago.
Was it on both? I know it's on... I think it's
Titanfall
on
2
PC
was
now.
on both.
That sounds right, Tyler. I think you got that.
Why not? Actually, why not Respawn? I bet they could do something interesting with it. They're good storytellers.
They're under EA though. I don't think EA would want to keep it.
They might just not want BioWare to deal with it, so you can just move it in house.
Just move it around. I'm trying to think what other teams EA has.
They're working on their last Star Wars game apparently,
Yeah.
and they're working on Apex, which is just always ongoing.
I do think Respawn could do something really interesting with that. I don't know how well they would handle but I guess with it, I'd be okay with it. Luke, I'm on board.
Can you imagine, like...
I'm on board. Because
The
my thought
ability
was,
just-
they haven't done a true open... I don't know how...
Survivor is pretty open.
It's more open than the first one?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's not still, like, full on, like, I can just go anywhere
Sure,
anytime.
But the zones are huge.
It's still Metroidvania, but it's way more open than the first one was.
But I actually think that could be okay, even if you were thinking of Anthem, if you could keep those areas still big and just be like, okay, here's some very unique pathways you can, choose, or maybe you're not locked into the one section of the planet. You're okay. We can get in a jump ship and we can poof over to this area of the planet to explore over here. And so you have, the three, maybe not huge, but larger open world places to explore.
I'd love to see Respawn play with a more vertical aspect to their world building too, which would be really cool. Also, all of their games have wall running. Can you imagine you're just like flying, you come to a tight corner, and you just go against the walls, and you jump off and you just keep flying? That'd be sick.
That would be sweet. That would be really sick. And each of the different mechs could have like slightly.
Don't do this to me!
Oh, my bad, Luke.
You're gonna give me hope. Oh, this isn't even gonna happen, and I'm over here going, Respawn's making Anthem Reborn. Anthem Through the Void. Anthem Refantazio.
Yes. Oh goodness.
That would literally be the best day of my life when
my
they
company
announced Anthem
spotlighted me on LinkedIn.
Nice. I'm gonna go like that.
download it?
Yes. Just be like, boo, this guy
dude
sucks.
I podcasted with this guy for 8 years. He can kiss my butt.
Luke, did you do anything else?
No.
All right. Cool.
Dude, this week is gonna be so busy.
I know it.
Gladiator, Wicked.
You going to the?
I downloaded Stalker 2. I'll probably try that out.
Is that out?
It comes out this week. I just pre-downloaded it.
Holy crap!
Destiny 2 has a new act coming out tomorrow. I'll play that.
Are you going to
Dune
the
on
early
Sunday?
screening of Wicked on Wednesday?
No, I'm not. I might try to do the Glicked feature. Go to Gladiator and then Wicked on Saturday.
The Glicked.
Maybe we'll do one on Saturday and one on Sunday. No, I probably won't because Chiefs play in the middle of the afternoon. Or do they have a noon game? Ooh.
It's definitely gonna be a noon game if they're playing the Panthers.
About to beat the Panthers by 3 points, scoring under 20. It's gonna be so epic. Just you wait. It's gonna be like 19-14.
My goodness.
Oh, you have
Probably
Moana
will.
2 this week too.
It comes out this week?
Yeah.
I thought it was next week.
I'll probably wait for that one on Disney Plus.
Wow. So what I'm hearing is make sure you
so
turn
Wicked
in...
comes out in 2 weeks?
No, Wicked's
I thought it
definitely
was this
week.
week. I wonder if that was old.
That might be old.
Because
Yeah.
I think Wicked comes out
I'm pretty sure it's this week.
Thursday the 21st. Yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you come back next week. Well, we'll have tons to talk about. New films to
4
discuss.
hour show. 4
Um,
hour show.
Look, it's possible. It's
Just
possible.
guaranteed us a 90-minute show. Now I guaranteed us a 5-hour.
No. 6 hour show.
All night.
But hey, we want
24-hour stream.
I want to shout out Tiger Lily. Thank you for joining us in the chat.
Thanks for chilling.
And whether you listen to us via the
Were you
podcast,
gonna say chillin'?
chilling with us in the
You
chat.
wanted to say chill, but you decided to say
Thank you
join,
for
so it came out
watching
chill.
Brett
You-
attempt to read.
You think that I think through any of these things?
Can you try and read the Game
Nope.
of the Year awards again for us? I need one more try. I need you to try one more time. Let's go through them real quick.
Confidence, Brett.
You've earned this. You got this.
Say it with your chest.
Game Awards. Hold on, I gotta re-Google it. Game Awards 2024.
It's okay,
I love
Google's
that he's
smart.
willing to do this again. Though. This
You
is
got this.
for the
For you
the
guys,
pod.
anything.
For the pod, baby.
All right. Now, okay, I just can't even.
Pressure's
think about
on.
It's on. Coming quick, baby.
Game of the Year nominees for the Game Awards. Astrobot. I know that one. I can get
Nailed it. 1 for 1. Don't overthink it.
Balatro.
Pretty close.
I'll allow it. 2
Like
for
a
2.
90 out of 100.
Black Myth Wukong.
Attaboy. 3 for 3.
Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree.
Okay. 4 for
Got it.
4.
Final Fantasy Rebirth. Metaphor Re-Fantasio.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, you got Final Fantasy wrong. You didn't say 7.
Oh no! My bad.
And because of that, we have to end the pod.
Yeah. Shout out Tiger Lily. Thank you so much for hanging out, man.
Yeah.
And he noted Luke's Tyson challenge. When I thought
You're gonna fight
when
Mike
I
Tyson.
thought when you said I thought you said you'd win or whatever.
There's no way I'd win.
he's 60 years old. You got this.
Yeah,
I
just
think I'd
just
punch him.
run in a circle for 2 rounds. He'll get really tired.
I think I'd still lose because I wouldn't get any points.
All you gotta do is run in after the second round when he's like dying and can't move.
He'd land one punch on like my back, and he'd get 1 point, and then I'd lose 1-0.
You could do it.
If I would punch him, I would shatter my arm. I'm a frail human.
So what I'm hearing is we need to get Luke to drink some more milk.
We gotta train him up. Get him in the gym.
We're gonna get you.
It's less
training.
my frailty and more that he was a fighter for 30 years.
We'll get you in the Jake Paul fight camp.
There
You'll
we
be
go.
Thick
Just
human.
fine. You could do
I
it.
have faith in you, Luke.
If I had to fight Jake Paul, I think I'd try and get him to hit me in the pre-thing, and I'd just sue him.
He's got money, so he'd probably take some.
Just be like, actually, I'll just take the money now, buddy. That was an illegal move.
I would just
Banned from the ring.
I would just protect the face. I'd let him get one body shot, and then I'd collapse.
Go down.
The only way you could get me in the ring is if somebody's like, if you just fight him, I'll give you $100 million. And I'd be like, great. And they'd hit me once, and I'd be like, injury! Just go down.
Dude, it does not have to be $100 million.
I was gonna say like that price tag.
Take those 2 zeros off. I'd still be doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that price tag's not too steep for
it's
me.
just a nice, even, crisp number.
Because if I have at least a little time to train, so that it won't kill me. I know I'm not winning this fight. I know there's no chance I probably land a punch, but I need the hit to not kill me.
Yeah.
And if I can train to a position where the hit won't kill me, I'm good.
You just
I'm
have
in.
to train to where you can defend yourself.
my gloves are never coming from here, he's going to punch me in the side, I'm going to go down. I can't take a punch.
Just punch in the liver and drop immediately.
Ugh, rib broken.
Make sure the
Give me-
ambulance is
give me
right
my money.
is right there, right next to the ring, so they can
I'm
just
not
put me
gonna
on the
be
stretcher.
No, we're having the fight in the hospital.
So they can just fix up my spleen right there.
They're just going to plop
After
me on the
it
gurney
bursts.
and roll me right in. They'll be like, start the surgery, sir.
Yes,
I love
the
it.
goal
That
is
rib.
to not die.
Love it. All right.
All right. Well, until next week, thank you for watching, for listening. We'll see you.
Bye.